welcome back to Roxley on the Road. Today we're at Alton Feb Ex and we're all set up and ready to go, ready for the doors to open.
Lots of people coming to the door, lots of great layouts. There's a really nice one opposite us over here as well, which is really cool.
Which we're going to show you in a bit.
Yeah, this is the Pistonil Railway layout. Another great local one of our clubs nearby, which we interviewed as well, which is really cool. And yeah, and there are 3 rooms here, about 20 so layouts. So yeah, for the size show, really good.
Yep. And we can't wait to explore and bring you with us.
So before the show opened, I had a quick walk around, and it's always interesting to see how different layouts have changed over time since the last time we saw them. So Fareport Depot, for example, I've seen a couple of times at different shows. It's nice to see how it's progressed. Lots more detail now on that and looking really great. One of the main layouts I wanted to interview at this show was Hinksey Yard from the Epsom Ewell Railway Club. So I'm here at Hinksey Yard's layout. Right, so introduce yourself, the layout and the club.
Yeah, it's the Epsom Ewell Railway Club's layout.
Cool.
We decided about 2009 to build an engaged layout which was modern image, because the club hadn't done anything like that before.
Yeah.
We came up with the idea of using a double track main line and a yard rather than a station.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't constrained by having passenger trains stopping and things like that.
Yeah.
And the yard gives us the ability to put lots of stock in it and do some shunting. The main line goes round in both directions with a selection of trains,
mm-hmm.
and the yard is shunted. So in theory you could bring things in and out, but it's basically done as a moving stuff around to keep people amused.
So it's not boring.
Oh, so it's not boring, and it's more interesting when we have the youngsters helping us, because they have a different approach to how things should be organised, and we then spend our time putting things back where they were.
I hadn't thought of that.
Or should be. Milo likes to get things joined up into long trains, and then we have to re-separate them again. But all of the stock is set for 2010, in that particular period. And it's a combination of a range of manufacturers, the usual Dapol, Farish, Revolution, CJM, Engage Society kits,
mm-hmm.
things like that, and some 3D prints that came from a company that existed for about 3 weeks and then disappeared.
Oh.
So there's a lot of stuff in there.
So there's all sorts of
things like that. The main line is DC, and
mm-hmm.
the yard is running as DCC. So we've got a couple of sound
both.
locos in the yard at the moment as well. But in this sort of environment, you can't really hear them.
No. I did wonder that, because of the way the layout's run, I didn't know whether it was DC and DC or just DCC, but that makes sense.
Yeah, there's too much of an investment in earlier stock to change all the outside mainline stock to DCC.
Yeah.
And some of it, like the CGM locos, would be quite a hard rewire to sort themselves out. But the newer stuff, the Revolution, particularly the Revolution 59s and 66s, they come with all the lighting, they come with a sound chip and the speakers included. So it's
all good to go.
Yeah. We do run a steam train on here, which is tornado led at the front with a Class 67 at the back.
Just that?
Just to keep people happy. And there's a Voyager going across the other way. I think the only class of locomotive, or class of unit we haven't got is a 165 or a 166.
Yeah.
And we keep talking to Revolution and say, please make some, but he sort of nods when he sees us. This is a CJM loco mm-hmm. with Revolution TEA oil tankers behind it, and they've been weathered by Andy, and really quite heavily weathered.
Yeah, they look it.
They're individually quite heavy, but the CJM loco has got a really powerful chassis in it, and will pull a whole lot quite happily around here.
Yeah, it's very handy for long trains.
Yeah, the other long trains we've got are these intermodal ones with the containers on the back of them.
Yeah.
And we've got one going in each direction with different styles of container and different locos. And they're very popular with the children because they love to count either the number of wagons or the number of boxes. And of course, when you've got more than one box per wagon, it gets to be complicated.
Well, they're very long trains. I mean, how long is This one.
This one, well, it's about 12 feet. Or, is that-
Wow.
There's a few short. I'm waiting for the Freightliner to come through. You got any Freightliner?
There's a Freightliner one going the other way, yes.
Yeah, they look impressive. I mean, this layout's always got long trains running through it,
has,
and
yes.
a lot going on.
Yeah,
It's definitely never dull.
no, we try and make it entertaining for the public, which
there
is
we
why
go.
we have two trains going in different directions and the yard shunting, and then
Yeah.
right on cue comes the Freightliner. And it stopped. Who stopped it? Oh dear.
Oh,
This
no.
shows that we are filming live.
How many trains can you run at once, or what's the most you've run at once?
We were running 4 simultaneously today, 2 around the outside and 2 in the yard. At the moment, that's the maximum of connections we can make through the DCC system.
Yeah.
But if we put an extra set of connections into that, we could run a few more in the yard. But then you start getting like a loco shed, and it's just going to be ridiculous. I mean, in real yard, you might get 2 locos at most. You wouldn't really have much more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How did the idea come about of doing the layout? You say you wanted to do something which was more modern and had lots of trains running.
We had a show back in about 2007, 2008, and the Mike from what is now Revolution came along to the show. I think he was secretary or something of the DMU. And he said, oh, there's nothing N-gauge and there's nothing modern image, because our most modern stuff would probably be our steam. So we thought, well, let's do something like that. We hadn't got any experience in N-gauge or modern image.
So it was almost a challenge set by Mike.
Yes, yeah. That's it. And from
That's
that
cool.
point, we looked around. We saw some photographs of Hinksey. We thought, that's a good idea. No station, main track and a yard, and we can sort of do it reasonably well at a good size.
Yeah.
I mean, this is foreshortened by at least 50%.
I mean, trying to do scale layouts is not easy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And a modern scale layout, when you're talking about really long trains, is quite difficult.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really does that.
No. The yard from here up to there is reasonably to scale. Well, there's one siding missing there. The bit up that end is fanciful because it goes on a long way that way.
Yeah.
And
So it's got some interpretation.
it's got a little bit of interpretation, but we had a lady here this morning who said she lives just this side of the lake that we're all standing in, and
So we're in a lake.
knows it very well. Yeah, but there's a lake this side.
Oh, okay.
So we've got wet feet. we had somebody come along and say, I don't think the trees are realistic. You'd never have a back scene like that. If you go to the place and look at it, it is exactly like that.
Yeah.
Trees all the way on the background.
There's a lot more trees in places than people think there are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How long did it take to set up?
To build it took 5 years.
Okay.
And then to actually get it out and set it up, on a club night we can get it out in about 20 minutes, but we don't use the lighting and all the skirting and everything like
20
that.
minutes?
20 minutes. It's 5 baseboards. They live in that big box over the back, and you wheel the box into the
This
hall.
thing over here?
Yeah. You wheel it into the church hall, get it out, put it on trestles and aluminium beams, which is what it's supported on, and it's out and ready, and you can run trains around it.
Wow.
It takes a bit longer setting up for a show because you've got the lighting units to worry about and the skirts and setting all the stock out, whereas on club night we wouldn't do that.
But lighting units are worth having because
absolutely, yeah.
well, they add so much light to the layout so you can see stuff.
Yeah, but we're quite pleased with the 20-foot span of
Yeah.
this in one piece, because there's no bits breaking up the view line. We've got daylight LED tubes in the top here to light it all up and give us a reasonably consistent lighting effect. And we did that
That's always
quite
good.
early on, so that when we were building it, we could do things in the lighting that it was going to be seen at an exhibition.
Yeah.
And some places you go to, you don't need it.
No.
Other places, for example, Chatham show is in a great big hangar of a place,
Yeah.
really quite dark, and that's a great benefit because you see other people peering into the layouts because they've got no light. But we got that. with us.
What's over there? I can't see.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then some places just have limitations.
Oh,
but
of
it's
course,
good
yes.
to have something that can go anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's always very smart.
Yeah. One or two of the sort of things that we point out to people are the rabbits.
Yeah.
Engaged rabbits. We've got them over here on the path. If you can sort of zoom in on that, down there. We challenge the visiting children to try and find them. And it is quite a challenge.
Small little rabbits, which are very small in engage.
They are incredibly small. One of the things that when we were building it, we serialised the build on RM Web. And as a result of that, several of the people who know the place quite well and drive trains through there contacted us and said, would you like some photographs of the bits you can't get to from the public access?
Oh, cool.
So we had photographs of the building, the rivers that go across in the middle, quite a lot of interesting bits of undergrowth and such like.
Oh yeah, the rivers and
there's a couple of streams
here.
just a bit off the, I think it's the Isis, it becomes the Thames around there.
They look very small when you look at N scale, but yeah.
Oh, of course they do, yeah.
I missed those too. I didn't see that with rivers. Yeah, I can see that at the back as well.
Yeah. And we've got a...
Down where that EWS 66 is now.
The pylon in the background is in the right place and a model of the real thing.
Yeah, that's the main
And
pylon.
Brian, who scratch built it, had to join the Pylon Association to get the information for it.
So what's your favourite bit of the layout?
I like the yard and shunting the DCC bits of it.
With the sound.
It can be therapeutic, and particularly when you line the couplings upright and they automatically uncouple over a magnet, and you push the train up and then you just move away and the loco goes and the wagons stay where they are. That's really satisfying. Even more so when somebody's watching and they say, oh, how did you do that? Less satisfying when nobody's watching.
It becomes like magic, someone's watching.
It is, because people are so used to engaged couplings being quite obtrusive.
Yeah, they're quite bulky in general.
And you have to have some sort of coupling ramp to go over or something like that to get them. These couplings are a whole mixture of things. Some of the mainline stock has got magnetic couplings to keep them together on the longer trains, but the yard stock has got rakes of wagons with miscellaneous couplings in the middle, but on the ends of it they've got modified DG couplings. Okay. So a magnetic loop that gets pulled down by the magnet and it just falls over the hook on the loco.
That's neat.
So yeah, you can do a lot with that. So a lot of it's been handmade. I mean, all the trees at the back are hand built by Andy, who's now disappeared.
Yeah.
The odd little trees in the middle by the rivers are commercial ones. All the rest of it is
the little couple of trees.
Yeah, just because they're a little bit more delicate for foreground use.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's a huge amount of scatter materials used in the front there. I think included some stuff we bought from your shop. Got a plug in there.
The little plug. There is actually a really good range of colours in scatter and different foliage.
Yes, yeah.
Which, again, unless you really stare at the layout, you don't really realise.
Yeah, we try and make it look believable, so that it's got a variety of things. It's not monotone or continuous in any way.
That's like the trees. There's lots of varieties of trees going on.
Yes.
Different shapes, sphinxes. And it's quite fit, because it would look realistic.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Epsom Mule Club.
The club's been going nearly 75 years.
Oh yeah, it has been actually quite a while.
75 years next year, I think it is.
Wow.
And it's one of the older clubs in the area. Not quite as old as Wimbledon, but it's always met in. Well, initially met in a place called Pitt House in Epsom, but more recently, I said, the last 50 odd years, it's met in a church hall, which was St Francis Church Hall. It's now Roxley Church Hall because the church is merged. And we moved to the latest building, which is the new church in Roxley Lane, in 2013. And as part of that move, we got a garage built where we could store all of our layouts.
That's handy.
So it's a double-length garage, securely fitted out and insulated, and we store all the various club layouts in there. So we've got an O-gauge layout being constructed, we've got a P4 layout called Wadhurst, which has been in the build for 35 years, or at least 35 years.
Wow.
There's a new TT 120 layout being built, a new 00 layout being built. This been engaged. We've got 2mm fine scale, and this is just the club layouts. Then you get into the individual
So
layouts.
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
Wow.
Quite a lot of the club a number of the club are members of the Brighton Circle, the LBSCR research group. So we've got, I think, 4 or 5 Brighton layouts.
Oh.
P4. Or
That makes
whatever.
sense. I've seen a few, yeah.
Yeah. Michael Ball's Ferring, my own West Wittering. The O-gauge layout will be a Brighton-based layout as well.
Oh, great.
So, it's a lot of stuff. Oh, the 2 mil fine scale was based on Fittleworth, so that's
Okay.
another Brighton layout. Although that will cover up to BR period.
So that makes sense because it's the area. So,
Yeah, it
or
is.
General area.
Which leads to the question that people ask us: why do we build this?
Yeah.
Because what's Epsom and Ewell got to do with Oxford or Hinksey? And we saw a photograph and liked the look of the idea of it, and then went up and did some site surveys and took lots of photographs.
Yeah.
And
I mean, inspiration
it.
can come from anywhere.
Oh yeah. And so once you start talking to people about it, they get enthused by it.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that?" And
It leads on to another thing and another thing.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, why not? I'll
Yeah.
model
It's really good.
Yeah, but it's really fascinating.
Yeah. It's a great hobby.
Yeah, it really is.
If we can get them in young like these two, then we're doing really well.
Yeah, that's super keen. Winning awards too.
Well, that's it. Yes, won the Pico 200 competition for the under-16s, and got awarded their prize by Pete Waterman, so they were really chuffed.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah, Alan kept it very secret, so they went up to the Worley show and they didn't know, and they sort of wanted to know what happened to their entry, and they were there at the awards ceremony, and suddenly their names were read out, and they were, what? That's us.
That's
So,
really nice.
Yeah, that was a great
But
bit for the club.
It's so important to get the youngsters involved.
Absolutely.
Without them, the hobby will.
Yeah.
The hobby would never die, I don't think. But
Yeah.
you need that interest.
Yeah. What we see as a club, our main recruitment is people who've newly retired. They might have had a train set when they were kids,
Yeah.
and they've now suddenly got the time, perhaps some money, maybe some space, and I'll come along and see what I can do.
They got the spark.
Yes,
And
it's
like,
come back again.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how many people we hear. It's like, oh, I used to have a train set when I was,
Absolutely.
I don't know,
yes.
10, and then they come
Yeah.
back to it later.
Yeah.
But it's really nice because it's something they're passionate about and they want to give it a go again.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, well, this layout's always really good.
Thank you.
So where are you going to have it shown next?
Our open day
Uh-huh.
on the 18th of April, which I believe you're coming to.
Yes, I think so. We're usually there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I was like, oh, that's in April, yeah, because we were like, oh, there's no shows. It's like, oh, there's an open day. That's why. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. No, we'll always be there. Always there to give some support.
Good.
It's nice to, yeah, all the local people working together. It's important.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very good. I hot fisted it back to our stand because I could see it was getting busy.
As we got past the initial rush, I managed to escape the table for a bit. I managed to sneak away from the stand for a minute to have a look at some of the layouts.
Hello everybody, I'm Freddie Huxtable. I'm the joint owner of this wonderful Wivelsicombe layout with Elliot Cowton, who may be known to a number of people in the model railway world. We actually acquired this layout from the original builders, Derek Garrett and Tony Hiscock. They built the layout in the early 90s for the children and then decided to exhibit it. And we bought it because it was going to be scrapped and going to be put into a skip in 2023, and we've managed to exhibit it 5 times since then. This is the 5th exhibition. So basically, the layout, we felt we should save it because Wivelsicombe is local to us in North Devon, relatively local, albeit in Somerset, and it's part of the Devon and Somerset railway line, which is a favourite line of mine, and the layout was already complete. We had the stock to run on it, so it was a perfect combination to marry up the stock that we got with the wonderful scenery and detailed work that Tony and Derek have put into the layout, and that's why we acquired it. So we've saved it for the nation.
Well, it won kind of best in show today, so clearly it's had more life in it, yeah.
Yes, we're delighted with that, and a little bit sort of cheeky in a way because we didn't build it. We can't take the credit for doing all the detailed work, but we can take the credit perhaps for continuing to exhibit it, saving it, having saved it, and also working it to an authentic timetable which we prepared.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's a great layout to operate, and we really enjoy taking it out to shows. So yeah, we're pleased that we've got it.
Could you tell me a little bit about creating the authentic timetable?
Yes, I can, because I did it. I've got a number of working timetables of this railway line, which was the Taunton to Barnstaple line, and I sat down with a 1958 timetable, did it in sort of traditional style by drawing graphs of the trains so that where they overtook each other and what trains they were, and then just transcribed it into a table, at which point Elliot then took it and turned it into the boards we see there, which we can't see at the moment because there are no trains running, but basically what we see is a description of the trains, and on the other side there's a clue to the operators as to what they should be doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. And kind of how many trains do you run along kind of
Right.
throughout the day?
Yeah, well, the line was very good for freight in the 50s. There were about 4 freights that went down. One came from Bristol all the way to Barnstaple, and the other 3 went from Taunton to Barnstaple.
Yep.
Some freights came up the line as well, but there was a pickup goods that travelled down the line and obviously shunted at stations like Wivelsicombe on the line, so that gives a bit of interest to people watching at that time when the pickup goods runs.
Yeah.
Passenger trains, during the week, they would be 7 up and down trains with GWR moguls on the trains, or occasional southern region locomotives, N-class T9s with southern or Great Western stock, usually a B set on the Great Western. And then on summer Saturdays, this is when the line really came to life, and we are thinking of developing a working timetable for the Saturdays. It's 13 up and 12 down trains, or it might be the other way around, I can't quite remember, but a lot of trains, and they ran through from Ilfracombe to places like Wolverhampton, Manchester Exchange and Cardiff and Paddington, so a lot more variety and much longer trains on a Saturday. But the logistics of running it at an exhibition is a bit more difficult, shall we say, and complicated, and making sure we've got enough stock again. So that's what we would try and do. Yeah.
I was told that you literally wrote the book on this line.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that, but I'm afraid I did. Yes. Yes. I suppose my passion for railways started when I was very young, about 10, and they were taking the line up. I lived at Dulverton, and that got me into the line. I was waiting for someone to produce the book. And no one ever did, and I got to a point where I was coming up to retirement, and I thought, for a retirement project, maybe I should research the thing and write the book. Well, I was working in London at the time.
Yeah.
Most of the records were in the Kew archives, the Public Records Office in Kew. So I started to drive down from my home when I had spare time to do the research, and it resulted in me starting the work in 2007 and finishing the first volume in 2016, which was before I retired. And it turned out that it was actually 3 volumes of work in the end, so there are 3 volumes of the line. I'm delighted to say that volume 1 is sold out, so if you see one, grab it. Make sure you get it for a good price. Volume 2 is almost sold out. You may be seeing a few around at Heritage Railways. Volume 3, because it was the last one out, actually came out at Easter during lockdown. There's a few more copies available, so the best place to get all 3 if you're interested is a second-hand market now, but pick them up while you can. But it was an enjoyable project. I don't know how I managed to do it when I was working at the same time, but I did. But it's a labour of love, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I feel I know a little bit more about the line and its shall we say, geography and locations, having grown up in the area. So that's it. Yeah.
So could you tell me, like, what's your favourite part of the layout, or kind of what really attracted you to buying it? Like, obviously you said it was going to be scrapped, but
I think the authenticity, because it is very realistic, the quality of the build, and the laziness in that I didn't have to do any work in building it, I just have to maintain it. So, and obviously it's a time saver. The club has actually built another station along the line, Milverton, which it's built from the ground up, so from scratch, as it were, over a period of about 18 months. But yeah, I think it's the quality of the build, and the fact it's a location on the line that I like, and the variety of stock that you can run on it. So
there's lots of lovely little scenes on here as well. Like,
yeah,
and the back scene has been
I know
done
the
very
back
well.
scene was hand painted, I think, by Tony, who's sadly no longer with us. But it's the perspective is very good, very clear, and the quality of the buildings is accurate as well in terms of the station buildings, the goods shed, the shelter on the down platform. But yes, the little cameos, whether it's the guy at the telegraph pole. We've even got a Tim Dunn on our platform here. He very kindly gave us that when we exhibited him on the platform at the NEC back in November. So we thought we'd better put him on there for posterity. But yeah, little cameo scenes, like you see, a bonfire there, the farm tractor by the sheep. It's a great sort of summary of what it's like to be in the English countryside. Yeah.
And did you say it was set in 1958?
Yeah,
when it's
we're
based?
running the timetable for 1958.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much layout change, so you could actually run it as it was in the 30s if you've got the stock and the locomotives to make it authentic. You wouldn't want to run it much after 1958 because it got boring towards closure, and all you'd have was DMUs going up and down, and it wouldn't be very exciting for the public to watch at an exhibition.
Yeah.
So so 1958 was chosen for a reason, and it's a sort of around the date that I was born, without giving any secrets away. So there's a sort of an association there. But
And what brought you into modelling? Like, have you always loved modelling, or?
well, I had a layout when I was very young, when in my teenage years, which I suppose most people of similar age did. And then I sort of discovered sport and other things and got on with work. So there was a period between sort of being 20 and, let's say, 50 when I did sports and more active things. And then I sort of decided that, thinking about retirement, what was it that I enjoyed doing when I was young? Railways. So I got back into railways at that point.
Yeah.
And I've modelled in N gauge a section of the Taunton to Barnstaple line with Dulverton and Barnstaple Victoria Road stations.
Yeah.
And I've also got an exhibition layout of Yew Mill, which is basically a single track line further down the branch, which I can use the same stock on if I decide to exhibit that. So that's what I do, and at the moment I'm just trying to find time, now that I'm retired, to actually do more modelling, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know where the time goes.
Yeah, it does kind of vanish before you know it.
Yes. It's the fact that my wife probably has a few jobs for me as well is maybe something to do
Another
with it.
fact.
Yes. What are you doing in that barn? I need you to do so and so. Yeah.
What advice would you have for anyone wanting to get into modelling?
Oh goodness. Well, this day and age, there's so much that you can do and learn, and so much sophistication.
Yeah.
I'm not a very sophisticated or technical person when it comes to model railways. This is a DC layout. There is no sound.
Yeah.
It might be better if it had DCC locomotives, but it's sort of way beyond me. You know, I can just about do the wiring, but if you want all this automatic train control, it's not for me, and I think my brain would probably blow up. But what I would say to someone going into that area is do a lot of research in advance. Decide what you want. Decide the scale you want, given the space you've got available, or what you want to do with the layout, whether you want to exhibit it or whatever. So bear in mind the scale. Do the research about how you want it to operate. Do you want it to be DCC, which is more expensive in terms of acquisition of locomotives? Do you want to have it automatically operated? I think Merg are here, so they offer that. But do the research so that you know what you're doing, and maybe align yourself with a model railway club where you've got other expertise that you can call on to help. And you know, it's a great forum, a model railway club, for sounding off ideas and learning, especially if you're young young into the hobby, I mean, as much as anything else, and you want to explore what to do, and I suppose a book is always useful, or the internet and YouTube these days, if you want to learn more. So that would be my suggestion.
And can you tell me a little bit about your model railway club?
Yes. Be better to ask him over there, but because Tom is our exhibition manager. Our model railway club is the Barnstaple and North Devon Model Railway Club. It's based in Bideford, because that's where we have our club room. We meet 2 days a week, Tuesday evenings and Thursday evenings. Guests are welcome. Membership is modest. I think the current membership will be about £72 a year. We go to exhibitions. We've got about 25 to 30 members, and a number of those, like the four of us here today, go out to exhibitions and exhibit layouts, but there are others that do other layout exhibitions. And quite honestly, we have one of our own exhibitions every year, which is at the end of July, the last Saturday in July, where we invite other layouts from around the country to come and exhibit for the benefit of those people in Barnstaple at the time, whether they're on holiday or live there. And we have about 3 rooms at that exhibition, and maybe something like 15 to 20 layouts with some trade stands.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
My pleasure.
And,
Thank you.
showing me the layout. And
All right.
As I walked around the show, I decided to check out the layout where the rumblings from the other side of the room were coming from, and no surprise, it was an O-gauge layout.
Hi everyone, my name's Gary White, and along with all my friends we've built this layout Fareport. It's my first venture into O-gauge, possibly because of the lower big diesels and sound. The sound was fitted by my good friend Roger, and my other 2 friends helped me out. And it's based fictionally on a depot, say, British Rail in the 1980s, when British Rail was probably starved of cash. It's a make do amend situation. So we tried to reflect the detailing in that area. Scenery wise, it's been made of kits, being kit bashed and laser cut kits. They look to be weathered by myself. Just starting off to do that, and yeah, so it's the first time, and we're just quite happy to show it and talk to people about the layout.
And what drew you to O-gauge?
Oh, the lure of big diesels. Remember that in my youth, in my train spotting days, and then later my career on the railways. So yeah, we just had to have, with the sound quality now and the kits and the Helljan locos that are being produced, it just had to be done. Yeah, so we're finding our way with it. There's a few things that need to be done with it, but we just enjoy showing to people and talking to people.
I can see you've put great thought and detail into things. Like, I'm loving all the plastic bags and rubbish along the front.
Yeah, well, when you observe things out of a train window and look at things, you realise how much sort of rubbish and stuff there is on the side of the track. In the late 1980s, it would have just been chucked over the fence and left there. It just adds to the atmosphere, I guess. Yeah. So we keep adding detail and looking at books and pictures and thinking, well, we could probably reflect that in the layout.
And then I guess in O-gauge, those kind of things are just that little bit easier to
Yeah, they're easy to build. If you're getting older, your eyesight's going. Now more stuff is coming out 3D printed and available online or eBay, so it's easy to add detail. We just look at pictures and just do it, I suppose. Yeah.
And do you have a particular favourite bit of the layout? Or
my favourite bit is this bit here that we did with just all the rubbish and the general day-to-day life. I think that just reflects what it was in that time period when we're trying to base the layout. So just add bits and have a look and go at it. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start modelling?
Yeah, I would say go for it. I would say there's plenty of information and resources out there that you can use. And I've had some awful, horrendous modelling failures in the past, but you just got to keep going at it and just take your time and just keep working at it, and you'll probably get a good result at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a learning process.
It's a big learning curve, and we're learning every day, which is good with the exhibitions. Some people come up and say, oh yeah, but if you do it that way, it makes it... the light bulb. I never thought of that. That's what it's about, I think, ballet modelling. It's an enjoyable hobby. I thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's really good. A lot more to do, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it?
No.
That's exactly. We just keep going at it and get a result like this. I'm quite happy that people come up and say, "Oh, that's really nice. I like that." So yeah, I'm pleased.
What drew you to do the more kind of industrial side of?
I've always liked the grotty kind of feel of an industrial kind of grotty layout. When you look through books and pictures, I think it just, to me, it just looks good. I just like, and you can add more detail to it. Yeah, I just like the fact of grotty industrial sites, like in Sheffield in the late 1980s when they had all the heavy industry and all the buildings were all weathered and different sort of darky grey colours. That's what I like about it. Yeah. So we'll just keep adding detail to it. And,
Are you taking it to any more exhibitions?
it's booked to go to Basingstoke in 2027. Haven't had any invites as today, but who knows? Quite happy to take it out with my friends and have a good weekend away. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
talking
Nice to
me
talk to you.
and,
Throughout both days, there were lots of customers who came to our stand, both old and new, and it's always lovely to chat to people and learn about what they're up to and what they're working on and stories they have. It's something we really enjoy as a trade stand.
But that actually makes it look fun to see. Yeah, it gives the impression of now going to the corner as well. Yeah. Seems a nice thing.
I'm Paul, this is my layout, Stedham Mill.
So
It's a 3mm layout, 1 to 100 scale with 12mm gauge track.
great,
Which is a scale of 1 to 100.
which you don't see a lot of
No, you
in
don't.
this model world.
It used to be, this originally started with Triang in 1956, 57,
Wow.
and that was their, what they called tabletop range.
Yes.
And they did at the time the same issue with 00, where they used a continental track system or gauge.
Yep.
So Triang did exactly the same with TT. They used a continental track gauge,
Oh.
which was 12mm track.
So why did you choose TT for this layout?
I used to model in 00, 4mm,
Okay.
and a good number of years ago now, and my interest was British Railways Southern Region.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Very popular.
yeah, and I did the last, and I used to make things, make locos and that. And the last loco I made was a Bully Pacific, and it had an Airfix body on a Camelway chassis with a Porter-Scat motor and all the bits. And Albert Goodall was a chap that used to do fittings in white metal.
Yeah.
To go on bullieds. He was the person that knew everything about bullied locos.
Ah.
So I made this thing, put it in a competition, and it did very well in the competition.
Oh, cool.
And I've still got it, but it's, when you think all the cost of the bits I used, the Porter-Scat motor was 65 quid. And everything else that was on there, it's probably cost me about 120 quid in bits.
Wow.
And then 6 months later, Hornbury bring one of theirs out at 70 quid. And you think, why am I bothering? Because the running qualities is probably better than what you can do kit built.
Yeah. Or should be more guaranteed in theory.
Yeah. But so saying that, I still like it because I made it.
Yeah.
But I lost the way after that because what's the point of making things when Hornby and Bachmann
They're just going to
bring things out?
do it. Yeah.
And when you look at where they are now, there's practically no Southern engine you can't buy from Bachmann or Hornby.
No, there's loads.
So I changed scale and I went to 3mm because you've got to make everything.
So you want it to be different to all the race run stuff?
Yeah. So I've done pretty much, well, all the things you see on the layout, all the locos. Again, they're all. But this is a typical example of what was available in 1960 or so.
Yeah, we've got a coffee pot. Or
it's Q1. And it's a white metal kit that was made to go on a Triang Ginty chassis.
Yeah.
and there's several were like that. So this one, it's got the original thing, but it's got a scale chassis under it.
Yeah, you can tell with kit-built locos and that, but they look different. But they got a lot of weights on them.
Absolutely right. They're quite good. This one has been running for about 10 years.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
Well, I've got another layout where it's a Western region with diesel hydraulics on it.
Okay.
And pretty much most of those are 3D printed from a company called Lincoln Locos.
Okay.
And they 3D print the chassis as well, and including the gears and the worms.
Wow, that's quite something.
Well, it is good because I've got one of the Class 22s has done more than 400 hours running now, and it doesn't look any different to when I got it.
That's a lot, and that's impressive.
And the warship is doing something similar as well.
Oh.
But it's good.
So you wanted to build something different?
Yes.
On purpose, which is quite interesting. That's not a usual story. So how did the location for this come about? Why?
It didn't. It's when I belong to the 3mm Society.
Yeah.
And we got area groups. Mm-hmm. And so I joined the South Downs and Solent area group because I live in that part of the world.
Okay. Yep.
And they had a thing where they built modules.
Yes.
And 5 or 4 foot long. And there were rules about where tracks have got to go.
Yeah.
But you could put them all together, and that's what we would do.
And they'd be any size.
Yeah.
And they all linked.
But it all had to continue on, and there was a wiring convention as well. So I made the middle board here.
Okay.
It had an engine shed on it at one point, and so that was my module. And then I made it into a continuous run layout. And then I made this.
Okay. I'm curious.
I made this.
Oh wow.
Southern Railway W class 264 tank.
You don't see many of those.
You don't see any. I've never seen another one.
No, I haven't.
When the one thing it's got to be able to do is go around. I couldn't get it round a circular track, mainly because the front footsteps. There's not enough clearance to get the pony wheel to move within the footsteps. So it had to be a straight line layout, which is what's happened. And then during COVID, we had a lockdown, of course.
So it was designed around that engine?
Absolutely right. I wanted to run that on a freight train.
Oh.
And so it had to be straight track.
Okay.
And then, and we had the layout out for a while. And then during COVID comes along, and I'm getting a bit bored with it.
Yep.
So I thought, well, we can't buy anything from the model shop. I want to convert this to something better.
Yeah.
So I stripped everything off the layout from here down to the level crossing board.
Yep. On the far end.
Yeah. Took it all off, and then relayed the track.
Wow.
And redesigned it. So, and the other thing I wanted to do was have one of the central division type platforms where you've got a platform each side of the rail, the line.
Yeah.
Like they have at Horsted Kings, Christ Hospital had one.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which I've sort of tried to replicate here. Mm-hmm. But of course it then goes off into a double track system. But it's not double track really, but it looks double track.
So, yeah, there's a lot of small details I wouldn't actually thought about. But it looks right according to what you've seen.
That's my view. If it looks right, it is right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's a bit like that C14 in the goods yard there. I couldn't get the wheels small enough for the engine. No one makes them that small.
Yeah.
So inside there is a tram bogie.
Ah.
I've just adapted it with spoke wheels, and it hasn't got any coupling rods on it because you can't see them.
But no one's going to know.
But no one notices it.
No.
So
I'll get a shot of that in a minute.
So that's my view of it. I
Yeah.
think if it looks right, it is right.
So all the buildings on here are custom built then? And
Well, some are not. I mean, that's scratch built. That's
and
scratch.
they're all TT?
They're all 3 mil size.
All
yes.
3 mil, yeah.
Yeah. So that's scratch built. That's scratch built. So's that. That's not. That's a Continental one.
I noticed that when I asked the question actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it's plastic.
And this is all scratch built.
Yep.
This here is that Duef did them. Do you remember the playcraft?
Yeah, French. Yeah.
Well, they did some houses, 3 houses. This is 3 other houses cut in half, and you then get 6 out of it, low relief. But
That's neat.
They actually look very close to 3 mil.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. There's a right kind of amalgamation of stuff.
Absolutely
You don't
right.
really realise it until you look closer.
That's scratch built.
Yeah, I can tell that.
Sorry?
It would have to.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And in fact, that's scratch built. That's a built easy card. These are scratch built. That's a card building.
Yep.
The signal box there is scratch built. The one on the platform here is a brass X that the 3 Mil Society do,
Nice.
based on Swanage. But
I can tell it's got very fine pieces on it.
But I've had to turn it round because the door's on the wrong side for me.
Oh, right.
So I just had to make it in reverse.
Oh.
And you can go down the layout, all the layout like that. It's whatever fits. All the people it's trying to find people, and I haven't got enough time or interest to sit there and paint them. So
That's fair. That's
I'm not
a lot
going
of
to do
time.
it. So I found that Continental ones, Fowler and those sorts of people, they make good quality people,
Yeah.
and they're HO.
Yeah.
So that's what they all are. Well, they're too big. But
Yeah.
how big's a person? They're
Well, it
anywhere between
varies.
5 foot and 7 foot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
We always say that.
yeah,
So I was like, I'm after double person. It's like, well, you can buy the German or the American or the British because they'll all be similar.
yeah.
Just the difference. It's preference.
That's right.
But I know before Model U, the British people weren't that interesting. They're all standing on platforms completely still.
But the weird thing is, I find scale 3 mil people are actually too small for me.
That's
So
interesting.
I just go with and that's the thing I've learned actually. If you want to mix the scales up, you can do it by putting something bigger on the layout
Yes.
than you do by putting something smaller on the layout. You can hide it easier.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah. We always say that.
yeah.
Like think of it in a different way. Like you put something far away, and that could be an engaged building, could be at the back of the layout.
Got something else to show you.
I mean, they've all got the painted windows.
That's
because of
right,
resonance.
yeah.
But you wouldn't find that kind of stuff though.
Well, where do you think that came from?
No idea.
Christmas cracker. So you
You never
around.
know where.
Absolutely, and I've got a lorry like it as well.
Ah, that's
So-
fun though.
It's amazing what you can find.
So, what's your favourite part of the layout?
I think the
Or,
bit
or
in the
what
middle.
do you enjoy the most?
I think the thing I enjoy the most probably is you've got a working level crossing down there,
Okay.
but it's this transformer station.
Yeah, it looks good that.
It is very 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 good.
So, do you mean the ones which were scratched but were based off photographs?
That one's done based at the one at Staines.
Okay. It's important to have a few elements like that are really
That's
grounded, combined with the other stuff.
That's right. Well, that's based on Groombridge. That's
Yep.
based on Christ Hospital. That's based on Ford.
Oh.
So
So it's a complete amalgamation of different bits.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Because that's what I maybe would have guessed, but I wouldn't have realised that it was 3 different locations that you
I
put
just
together.
we've made a model of Portsmouth, you could never get it in the space we've got. we just picked out different things from Portsmouth and put it on the layout. That seems to work.
Yeah.
And there's a bus in there.
There's a bus hiding.
It's one that's not been made very well, but it can sit in the background. That's actually got the correct destination from Petersfield to Brighton.
Just want to see it. That's really cool.
And then the wood yard, you go down the end there. There's a little piece here that this came from the 3 Mill Society. They did the right one.
Yeah.
That's a Will's kit.
Okay.
Which is 00.
Yeah.
But it looks all right. I scratch built that, and I found that in a junk bin at an exhibition. 25p it cost.
I did wonder what this was.
We think it's an old windmill because it's got this. I think that'll be where the walkway is to go around it.
Zoom in.
But what it is, I don't know.
It's interesting though.
But it fits in nice there.
Yeah. I hadn't seen one of those before.
No. Nor have I.
Get the train
and there
going past.
is the Stedham Mill buildings.
Yeah.
Because that's a real place.
Which is important.
Oh, no. There's
The perspective's pretty good on that actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's hard with backdrops, especially with photos.
Yeah,
and
that's
with
right.
3D buildings. But
And that is made from a London omnibus. One of the old, the very old ones.
that's really cool. Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Paul.
You're very
Really appreciate the
welcome.
time.
Hi. Hiya. Yeah, mine's Richard Holder. The layout is a pretty accurate model of Thunderbolt Station's halfway point on the Festinion.
It looks fantastic. It's been very popular.
It has, which is nice, yes. It's only about the 4th time I think it's been exhibited, so it's a relatively new layout.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen it before.
No, you won't have done probably, no.
How long did it take you to build it?
It was built over probably about a 2-year period.
Okay.
We were about to move house, so a lot of the buildings and the rolling stock, the kit build stuff, I built at the beginning before we moved because I already had 3 other layouts to shift. So I'm a bit of a serial exhibition layout builder. And then after we moved, then I did the Fareport and the rest of the scenery and so on. Yeah.
Okay. So you enjoy the exhibitions and the experience?
I do, yes. I never thought I would, but you meet so many lovely people and we make lots of friends. So it's really enjoyable. The thing I really like doing is the scenic work, really.
Yeah.
The rest you have to do to entertain the public, but the actual building of the layout is what I most enjoy.
So you could, if it was just you, could just sit back, do the scenic bit
Absolutely,
and have the diorama.
That's right.
You'd be happy.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell that. I mean, the level of detail on this layout is superb.
That's what I like putting in, yes. So there's always something to look at, even if there isn't a train. I mean, we try and design so there's something moving all the time, but there's plenty to look at otherwise.
Yeah.
And little quizzes for the children, like counting the number of sheep or the dogs or the cameraman, whatever.
I noticed that on the other side, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic. So why did you build this railway?
Well, as I say, I've built quite a few. It was really sparked by Bachmann bringing out the double fairley locos in 009, and I couldn't resist buying one. And then you do see them popping up on all sorts of layout, which is a bit of a shame really, because they're so iconic to the Festinium. So I thought if I'm going to build a layout for the double fairley, it's got to be the Festinium.
Yeah.
And I looked at lots of different variants because quite a few people have built a model of Thunderbolt. So I was looking for other alternatives, but when you look at all the other stations on the line, there's nothing really that matches either the scenic work here or the operational opportunities here, because there's so much going on.
That's true.
And
yeah.
actually modelling one of their bygones weekend means you can run all the heritage stock and the gravity trains and everything else. There's plenty going on. If it was just
really
one
cool.
of their normal service days, there would be a couple of trains going every hour or something, which wouldn't be quite
Maybe you
so
want
entertaining.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it prototypical.
Yeah.
It's like, where's train? Well, we'll be here in an hour.
Yes, that's right. Come back later. Yeah.
Go have a cup of tea, come back, but you can see the trains running.
Yeah.
No, it's really true because, yeah, there's lots of different stuff running around. Really good variety. I say the gravity train.
Yeah.
Really fantastic, really fun.
Yes.
Little people hanging on for dear life.
That's right. And yes, and sort of even demonstration freight trains and things like that, which you wouldn't see normally if you went up on an average
this
weekend.
one down below me. Yeah, I'd say you wouldn't see it usually.
No.
That's really great. So this runs DCC, doesn't it?
It does. It's the first exhibition layout I've done with DCC, so I'm only stepping my toe into the water and starting off in a very simple way. I use it to operate just the locos, but everything else, point operation, signals and everything, is conventional means with switches on a mimic board around the back. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Well, it is for me.
We say something similar to people who come visit us. It's like, depending on how you want to run it, you don't necessarily want it all linked to DCC.
Well, I don't, no.
Because if it goes down, then you can't access anything.
That's right. That's right.
And it's tactile. Some people want the levers and switches.
The hobby is so widespread, really, that there's always something of interest for anyone. And a lot of people are into automatic operations on these days, and a lot of people just like running them manually for the fun of doing it.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the, apart from general scenery, what would you say is favourite bit of the layout?
It's a job to pick anything out, really. I mean, I'm quite pleased with the little cafe area down the bottom here.
I've got some shots.
The buildings, I think, some of them are 3D printed, but most of them are built using Will's materials.
Okay.
And David, my friend who's helping operate today, 3D printed quite a lot of things like windows and details for the buildings, which was a great help.
That's very handy. Let's go. Quick shot of that going through. Make sure I've got some things running around the layout.
Yes. That train really should be pulled by a double fairly and the Small England, but the double fairly failed on us this morning, so the poor little England having to work really, really hard with that long train, but it's coping amazingly well.
That's true, I hadn't thought about that. It's doing very well, compared to the double fairly.
Yeah, it's amazing what weight they will pull, those little locos,
They're really nice, and I mean, ever since Batman and Pico got involved, 009 has launched off in such a amazing way. I personally love the 009 stuff because you can use the 00 scale buildings but combine it with more kind of maybe caps for cute engines.
I mean, I just love modelling the narrow gauge because it is unique and different and gives a lot of scope, and I think that's what appeals to so many people.
Yeah, definitely.
Members of the public as well as modellers,
No, and it can vary quite a lot depending on what someone is running, whether it's prototypical, it's fun, or anything. And it's great to see the long trains too. Most things will see short trains running around 009, not more prototypical.
That's right,
It's a great layout. So how long did it take to set up in general?
It took us over an hour on Friday.
Okay.
Which was longer than I'd hoped, but because we're only a team of 3 and it should have been 4. The 4th guy unfortunately went down with flu.
Oh no!
And Ian's never helped us set it up before, so we struggled a little bit, but nevertheless it got up and it's running. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
hopefully it'll be a little swifter packing away.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let you get on with that in a minute.
So we've
running
got,
compared to outside?
For a sequence, we've got just to sort of provide an opportunity for most of the trains to actually run round the front. We've got an information placard on the front that's showing to the public.
Yep.
But then for us as an operator, we've just got a number that tells us where in the sequence we are. So we then have, for the left-hand operator and for the right-hand operator, a set of sequences effectively where each engine will have a chance to run, along with a reminder of what address each engine is, what whistle number option is, because they're all on different decoders.
Oh yeah.
And then a reminder of where each train goes in the feeder yard to make sure we're not going to suddenly end up in a big muddle where nothing can get out again.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
It can go wrong quite quickly otherwise, especially when you've got some long trains in the feeder yard.
Yeah, and the public's like, what's going on? It's an impressive feeder yard. Yeah, it's really great. And you guys are part of the $9 Society, aren't you? Which
Yes,
is
we are all, yeah.
quite big, it seems.
It's grown a lot since the ready-to-run stuff is come available.
Yeah.
And lots of new members, and it really is quite an exciting time to model in 009.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Rapido are about to bring out their stuff. It's going to expand even more.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Super. Well, thanks a lot for filming for me.
Okay, you're very welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And before we knew it, the show was over and it was time to pack up. These shows go by in such a blur. We enjoy watching the layouts be dismantled. It's always interesting to see how they're put together and taken apart, and they always seem to be so fast compared to us taking down our stand.
So on a good day, it's about an hour for us to pack away everything. That includes all the crates being packed up, all the stock, getting the cloths off the table, and then putting tables away if we've got our own. We tend to change that depending on what shows we're at, but we always have backups just in case. It's always wise. That's it, we're all done here at Alton. Very successful show, really busy, lots of great layouts. We interviewed quite a few of them, so really cool.
Join us next time for another episode of Roxley on the Road. And we've really enjoyed this show, and we haven't managed to take as many kind of things as we could, but it was a nice busy show, which is great for us as traders.
Just means we don't get to go and see as much as we like to, but that's part of what we do.
But we really enjoyed seeing what we did manage to see, and we hoped you enjoyed it too. Bye.
Bye.